Hey guys, so I'm having to do this outside so I have enough light, and hopefully I don't get too much interference from my neighbors here. But you can see here, this is actually the gap that I was talking about yesterday, filling in with the epoxy. This stuff is called quick steel. It's actually a two-part epoxy that comes in a tube. It's actually really good stuff. And as soon as I can get it out of the tube here, I'm going to show you how you actually use it. Basically, looks like a, well, it looks like a turd. So, pull the plastic part here, and here we go. So this is what it actually looks like. This is a resin on the inside, and a bonding agent on the outside. Actually, that may be the other way around. It doesn't really matter. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a knife, cut off the first little bit of the epoxy because it dries up in the tube. Then toss that away. Then you're going to hack off another bit of the part that isn't quite so dry. See if we can get enough here. And take the parts that we just pulled apart, and you work it a little bit until it forms into what kind of looks like Play-Doh, with a couple black streaks in it. And it takes a little bit of working here, especially if it's been sitting as long as mine has. It should be a fairly uniform gray color when it's mixed properly, and it shouldn't crumble up or anything like that. If it does, which mine's on the verge of doing so, it actually means that your epoxy is too old and you'll need to replace it. So this is just about set here. It takes a couple seconds. So I'm going to put the camera down here for a second, get this formed into place, because I don't think I can do it with just one hand, but I'm going to roll it up into kind of a long shape here and see, maybe I can do this. Yeah, it looks like I can. Okay, we're going to put it right along there. That'll give us a little extra ducting. I apologize for the A, quality on this, and B, the lighting. I'm working in low light because I got home a little, well, I got home on time. I had plenty of light, but I wanted to get something to eat, and that burned away my light. So we're going to do the other side here now. Same policy, and I'm just going to cut to the quick on this. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I now have the epoxy in place on both sides. Got a little bit more on the other, but on one side than the other, but that's alright. By the way, just as a disclaimer, because I know that I need one, well, I don't need one, but I don't want to get sued. You're going to have to handle a sharp knife for solid epoxy like this, or paste epoxy. Be careful, don't cut your fingers, don't hurt yourself. It's no fun doing airsoft or do-it-yourself projects if you're missing fingers. So just be careful with that stuff, guys. So with that wrapped up, we're going to get the quick steel tucked away, and then I'm going to take this all in, go wire it up, and film as I wire it up. And hopefully I've got some light still shed on this. So give me just a couple seconds here. Okay, so we're back inside. Yes, back in my filthy workstation. We know that the fan is going to mount up top here, just about like that, which gives us a nice solid fit. But we have a small problem. There's no way of wrapping, or of mounting the fan using it wrapping through here and down through the mask that I can tell. So I'm going to have to get a little creative here with these guys. They're zip ties, nylon ties. they're kind of a bluish purple. They shouldn't throw off my camo scheme too much. But if you look closely up towards the top, you'll see a few vents up there that look like they can possibly be finagled into doing what we need. If not, we'll figure things out. The wiring, as you can see here, would actually come up above the visor, which is pretty tight down on the mask. I played with it yesterday a little bit just to get some test fittings, and it turns out that it will actually flex over far enough that I can pass it down and bring it along this section of the mask. And I'm planning on putting the battery probably somewhere down in this region, just because it's out of the way and shouldn't pick up too much moisture from my sweating. So let me get the fan fitted and we'll see how things go from there. And here we go. So the fan's in place. You can see where I routed the cabling around, and the fan's actually held pretty stable in there with these zip ties. I removed the mask, or the goggles, the lens, so that you can actually see this front part here and see what I did. That large hole, or that notch right there that I'm focused in on, is actually used by the original dye mask as a intake, I believe. So, yeah. I'm going to go through with some nail clippers here in a second, trim this all down, and it looks like the battery should mount in just about perfect right where I want it, possibly even a little bit further forward than I wanted it. And then I'll bunch up the cable, so that the excess cable, so that when I get set to install the switch, which will go in here, I'll have some spare room. And then I'll do one more segment where I'm going to fit the lens back on and show you how everything looks, and make certain that the lens actually fits, because I'm not certain with that piece there that it's going to work out so hot, but we'll find out. Here we go. Hey guys, so sorry about the bad lighting. As you can see, it's plugged in, it's running. It's not hot enough in here for me to tell whether or not I'm defogging my lenses or not. I am getting kind of a cool breeze off the top of my head, or against my forehead, which I kind of planned on. I guess we're at the point that now I just have to zip tie in the battery, which I'll show you here in a second, and then it's just a playdate test to see whether or not it's going to work. Talk to you guys here in a sec. Okay guys, so I had to make one minor modification up top here. As you can see, the fan is actually already running. These little bits here, the original design that I had used just three of the nylon ties. I wound up with a problem with this one here poking me in the middle of the forehead, which I wasn't cool with. So I went ahead and pulled that out. Obviously, you can see I trimmed it up. The wire runs down along the side and down into my 9-volt there. I still need to do some minor electrical tape work down here. Probably also do some little bit of heat shrinking. Nothing too major, though. All in all, I don't think this came out too bad. I haven't been able to really test it with heat dissipation in the mask yet. Hopefully I'll be able to do that next week, or sometime later this week, and it comes out okay. Meanwhile, that's the build. I'm not going to do any more of these videos, at least not on this build, for a while. I may add another round about the time that I'm set to install the switch. Meanwhile, I am going to have some other videos coming up for some other projects that I've got in the works. So keep an eye out for those. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.